Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Scorpio, you are up for the January 2022 Tarot Energy reading. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right, Scorpio. So, pre-shuffle energy. I took some notes, as you can see. I've been taking my notes, or those who can see, my listeners, you can't see, but yeah, I took some notes. All right, during the pre-shuffle energy, there will be an offer or an answer to a question coming in this month to you. It's going to be a new offer or an answer to a question that you've had. Some of you have been stuck in your head and you don't know which way to go. You don't know exactly what to do or how to handle a specific situation. Some of you might have even been dealing with a little bit of depression on some level. But there's something coming in that is going to change that. Now, some of you will actually be physically moving. You will be physically going somewhere. As in moving into a new home, apartment, whatever. Relocating to a different city, a different state, different country. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. Also, some of you will be running away from a proposal is what will happen. And that's the largest amount of energy that I picked up, where someone proposes to you or offers like a serious commitment and you go dashing off in the other direction. I think of runaway bride or runaway groom type situation, male or female. You know, it's where someone wants to get serious with you, and it's possibly an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, and they want to get serious with you. And when they bring it up, you just go off in the other direction. And also something was telling me with the pre-shuffle energy that you kind of felt this was coming because they were moving too fast anyway. They were attempting to, it's almost like, how can I put this? You go out on a date with someone, and then they're like, oh my God, you're the love of my life or something like that. Blah, 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 blah. And you kind of like them. You're into them. But then you meet them on the second date. And then they're already asking you, well, what would be your favorite place to have a honeymoon at? Or things of that nature. Stuff where it's like, okay, this is our second date. Why are we even discussing this now? Can we wait till we get to maybe the 15th or the 20th date before this? It's one of those things. And for those that isn't resonating with, for others of you, and Scorpio, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the person reading the energy and the tarot cards. That's all I'm doing. You know your story better than I ever could. But the energy told me for some of you are just flat out afraid of commitment, period. It doesn't have anything to do with the person. It has to do with you. Where for whatever reason, it could be trust issues. It could be that you just like being independent. You don't want to be with anyone or whatever. But some of you have commitment issues. That's the energy that I was picking up. But for the most part, the largest amount of energy I was picking up was a runaway bride or a runaway groom, where a proposal is made and then the other person runs off in the other direction, is what I was picking up. Regardless, something new is coming in, especially for any of you Scorpios who may have been in a little bit of a funk, where you may be feeling a little bit depressed or just like something's off. You know what I mean? We're about to have a full moon in Cancer on the 17th of January. So in Cancer is your fellow water sign. So that will be, I'm sure, advantageous to you, as well as Jupiter being in Pisces right now, which is another fellow water sign. So you have all of this stuff happening for water. So anything that you're lacking clarity on, you will find that the information will come to you this month. Whatever information you're missing, something will be presented to you. If there's a problem, there will be a solution presented, is what will happen. If there's a question, there will be an answer given this month. So that is coming in. All right. So let me take some of the tarot cards and see what the rest of the energy is that's going to come out. May I have the energy for Scorpio for January 2022. May I have the energy for Scorpio for the month of January 2022. May I have the energy for Scorpio for the month of January 2022. What is the message that Scorpio needs to hear? What is the message that Scorpio needs to hear? Yeah, an offer. When I split the deck, Page of Cups. Someone's going to make an offer to you, Scorpio. Is what's going to happen. Something's telling me to tell you, before you reject the offer out of hand, for those of you considering rejecting the offer, you might really want to think about it, because this person making the offer might actually be your soulmate. They might have already told you that you're their soulmate, and you might be like, whatever. But really, there might be something to this. And I'm just telling you that. Now, again, we all have free will. You can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you, the energy is saying, you may not want to be so quick to dismiss an offer. Now, this doesn't have to be an offer about being in a relationship in romance, per se. This could be a job offer. It could be an offer to go into a business partnership. It could be an offer of whatever. Also, just could be a message of news coming in. Don't forget, pages bring messages. So there may be a message coming in that will affect you emotionally. So keep that in mind too. But the Page of Cups did show up. So that means the message is definitely coming in. Something's telling me to take this card. See, there is an official... Somebody wants to make something official, the Hierophant. This card came out in the pre-shuffle, but it came out in the reverse, in the pre-shuffle. That's why I said somebody's running away. Someone wants to make this official. And this coming out, something told me to take this card. Didn't even know what it was, and it was the Hierophant again. So for this, someone wants to make an official commitment, is what's happening. Relationship wise, definitely so. For others of you, there is some type of official offering that could come in for something else. Maybe some of you receive a job offer, like you receive an official contacts you and they're like, hey, we want you to work for us. And then you're like, nope, don't want that job. That's too much responsibility, or whatever. You could be running away from an offer because you don't want the responsibility. And that can go with romance too. You just don't want the responsibility of being in a relationship with the individual. Of marriage, of doing that. Because being married to someone, it's a responsibility. I dropped the card. It's a responsibility because you have to adapt to what's going on, because it's no longer an I situation. It's an us and we situation. Too. I don't know why, something just said to me that someone has a kid. So whoever's making an offer they might already have a child. And that might be the reason why some of you are hesitant, because you're not, if they're making the offer for you to get serious with them, you're not just taking on them, you're taking on their child too, and you don't know how the whole family dynamic will be, because you're going to be a stepmom or a stepdad. So that energy just jumped out too at me. But there is an official offer that wants to come in. Let me go ahead. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, this is the other card that came out during the pre-shuffle. This is going away from a situation, moving away from a situation. 6 of Swords. So with this, 6 of Swords is mind over heart, is what I call this card. And you see how they're headed towards the sunset, mind over heart. Their heart, someone's heart may want something, but their mind is saying, nope, this isn't it. Don't do it. And they're headed towards the sun. The sun is happiness. Some of you feel that you will be happier on your own. So you are running away from the offer that is presented to you, is what you're doing. Again, Swords energy. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. It's amazing me that the cards that came out in the pre-shuffle are coming out in the main reading. So this is confirming for me there is a definite message of somebody running away. Now, Scorpio, it may not be you. I feel like it is you. You know your story better than me. Maybe this is an air sign running away from you because you want to commit to them and they're like, no, you're moving too fast. And they're going off in another direction. That could very well be it. I'm not picking that up. I'm picking up that there is an offer coming to you, Scorpio. And you are saying, nope, not me. And you're putting on your track shoes and you're hitting it. I don't know if you've seen that movie Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. That movie is so funny. And for those who haven't seen it, it's about this woman who, every time she's about to get married, she gets to the altar and then she just takes off and leaves because she backs out at the last minute. Scorpio, please don't let it get to the altar. Don't let it get to the altar. And then you run away. In one of the parts of the movie for one of her weddings, there was a kid that was holding on to her, what's the thing you call that the brides put on top of their head? Oh gosh, it's not coming to me right now. Is the veil. The veil over her head. And it was a long veil. And the kid who was holding on to it, when she took off running, she was dragging the little kid with her. If you haven't seen Runaway Bride, check out that movie. It's funny. But yeah, I just honestly feel like we have a runaway bride or a runaway groom going on here. Someone is afraid of commitment, is what's happening. Doesn't have to be romance. Could be something else. You don't want, like I said, you don't want to commit to a new position that you've been offered because it's a lot of responsibility. Maybe you're with someone and they're saying, hey, we need to move to a larger home. And you go start the paperwork and go through the process. You get approved and now you're like, oh, we got approved? I don't know if I want to take on all this responsibility, the taxes and this and that and everything else. Some of you, there may have been something else that you started the process, and now that you're getting the official go-ahead, you're like, I don't know if I really wanted this. So you might decide, oh, nope, I'm backing out, never mind, in doing that. But it's an official offer is what it is. And it's interesting because this came up in Libra's reading, that an official offer was coming in, and it was a reason to celebrate. But for Libra, it was a reason to celebrate. Right now, I'm not picking up celebration vibes in this energy. So it's more of, I'm not so sure about this. May I have some more cards for Scorpio, please? May I have some more cards for Scorpio, please? What is the message Scorpio needs to hear? Thank you. What card is this? Okay, clearly. All right, we're supposed to take all of these. Let me set these here. This card, you see this here? This card was stuck in the middle of these two cards. I don't know what this card was. This was the one I was attempting to drop. It wouldn't drop on its own. It was staying stuck between these two. So that's why I was like, okay, the energy is telling me something is up, because it wouldn't drop on its own. So now I see the Devil and the Tower and the Nine of Wands. Wow. Woo! The Tower was in the middle of this. Something, yeah, Wounded Warrior, Devil energy. This is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage just came to me. Usually Devil is about addiction and obsession, codependency, things like that. But self-sabotage just came to me. And with self-sabotaging, a tower is created. And then the Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. But also Nine of Wands is boundaries. Somebody's self-sabotaging. Scorpio, I feel like it's you. Hate to say it. It's just that's what I'm picking up. Where this offer is coming in and you're just like, nope. I don't trust it. When really it may be a very genuine good offer for you. And then when you don't take the offer that was actually good for you, it creates a tower moment. Everything falls and you have to start all over again. And then Nine of Wands ending that, where you're the Wounded Warrior and you're setting up boundaries. Now, if this is someone else that you're dealing with, where they're in this energy, where you're making an offer to them, they're self-sabotaging, it creates a tower, and then boundaries are put up with the Nine of Wands. And this Nine of Wands is fire energy. So, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Then that may be it too. But there's some type of I'm picking up self-sabotage here. Somebody's self-sabotaging. Either you're self-sabotaging or the person you're dealing with is self-sabotaging. Either way, whatever the relationship is, there's self-sabotaging going on, is what I'm picking up. Let's go ahead and take some more cards. That's interesting. Right quick. Hermit's at the bottom of the deck, doing some reflection. May I have some more cards, please? What's the message Scorpio needs to hear? Something's telling me to take those two. Two of Swords was another card that came out during the pre-shuffle. You are really wow. And then with the Hierophant and the High Priestess, because High Priestess is the other card that came out. Scorpio, you are just... There's some trust issues going on here. You feel there's some secrets going on too. Something just told me either you're keeping secrets or they're keeping secrets. Or there's a fear of secrets. Going back to the Devil energy, self-sabotage. You may feel that someone is keeping secrets from you. Which is why you have your guard up, Two of Swords. And Nine of Wands after the Tower. That may be why you automatically decline the offer, because you feel there is some type of hidden agenda. But I'm going back to self-sabotage on that. You feel there's a hidden agenda with the offer, so you're blocking the offer. Is what you're doing. In High Priestess energy, Pisces, Cancer. is what you could be dealing with. Devil is Capricorn energy. Hierophant is Taurus energy. The Tower is your energy, Scorpio, and also Aries. So yeah, you don't, and it's interesting because Aries had a little bit of a similar reading where an offer is coming into them, but they think the offer is too good to be true. I don't feel that's the case with you. I honestly feel that you're just very paranoid and you don't trust it. You're very paranoid is what's going on. And in addition to that, you're afraid of commitment. I could be wrong. And again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm just reading the energy in the tarot cards. You know your story and your life better than I ever could. Or either someone you are dealing with is scared of commitment and they don't trust that. They feel you're keeping secrets. Someone feels someone is keeping secrets. Like there's a secret behind the scenes, behind the offer. It's not that the offer is too good to be true. It's just like they feel that someone's only telling half the story, or they're only seeing half the person, if that makes sense. It's more of the offers coming in, whether it's for a relationship to be more committed or a job offer or something. You just feel like you're only getting half the story from someone, that they're not giving you the entire story. And because of that, you just automatically, you're like, block. Maybe there's a pattern here. If you're dealing with someone where you feel you're only getting half the story, maybe that is why this Tower comes in, because the relationship with that individual wasn't built on anything stable anyway, because they have been telling half truths since the beginning, and now this is the thing that brings it all down, where you have to start over again, and then boundaries have to be set. Nine of Wands is what it is. But it's something that is not being trusted here, is what I'm picking up. But I'm still from the Devil energy, and usually I can pick up other things, like I'll pick up addiction. Just like with Gemini, even though the Devil didn't come out in their reading, I picked up addiction for Gemini. I pick up codependency. I'll pick up obsession. I'll pick up whatever is related to Devil energy. I can usually pick it up. Self-sabotage is rarely something that I pick up when the Devil card comes out. When the Devil card came out and I was looking at it, something said to me, self-sabotage. So someone, either it's you or someone you're dealing with, is self-sabotaging the situation of whatever this offer is. Let me go ahead. I'm going to take just a few more cards. Thank you. Yeah, 4 cups. This is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You're just like, you do not want it. You're like, I'm good. I am good. Scorpio, I feel this is you. I really do. I feel you're like, I'm good. You do not want this offer. You just don't want it. And I mean, we all have free will. I'm not mad at you on that. What's at the bottom of the deck? 2 of Wands. Fire energy. Something tells me that you would rather pursue something else, is what you would rather do. Something is also telling me that you feel there's a better option out there. Whatever comes into you, it will seem like, no. There's something better. That's kind of what I'm getting. What's under the 2 of Wands? The Lovers. Gemini energy. So yeah, there is a choice that has to be made with this offer, but I feel like you don't want it. And under the Lovers is another major arcana, the Empress, which is Libra, Taurus, and Cancer energy. You don't want the offer. That's what it is. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to take some oracle cards, but the cards keep on saying the same thing. You don't want the offer. You don't want the commitment. Whoever this is, or whatever this is coming towards you, you're not going to want it. But honestly, I feel it's because of self-sabotage. Because you feel that you're not getting the whole story. But really, the offer is sincere. But you're like, nope, I don't want it. 4 cups. I'm good. That's interesting. All right, let me go ahead and take some oracle cards. Let's see if any other messages from the oracle cards come out. And do that right quick. What is a message that Scorpio needs to hear for January 2022? What is the message that Scorpio needs to hear for January 2022? What is the message that Scorpio needs to hear for January 2022? Freedom. That's why you don't want the offer. You don't want to be tied down. That's what that is. That's why you don't want it. You don't want to be tied down. When I split the deck, freedom came out. You feel like if you accept the offer, you're going to be tied down, and you don't want that. That's what's going on. That's why you're self-sabotaging. Because you want your freedom. Even though I honestly feel, especially with High Priestess here, what's at the bottom of the deck? Is he taking risks? That's what's on my mind right now, is that you need to consider taking a risk. Because I really believe it's all in your mind. With the High Priestess here, you may feel that, oh, well, if I accept this offer, I'm going to be tied down. I'm not going to have any freedom. I'll have to deal with this. I'll have to deal with that. But yeah, this, oh boy. You might want to consider taking a risk. May I have a card, please? May I have an oracle card for a message for Scorpio, please? It's like old girl said. Oh, 2 cards. These 2 cards came. See? No, 3 cards came out. I like this. There we go. I like that. It's like in Coming to America when old girl said on the subway, "Go ahead, honey. Take a chance." That type of thing. The first card that came out is action. Instead of being stuck, you need to take action. Especially for those of you who might be dealing with a little bit of depression. You can't stay stuck in it. You have to take action. The second card that came out is miracles. Miracles. Believe in miracles. Miracles happen if you believe. Or should I say when you believe. Song by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. When you believe. Believe in miracles. Miracles can happen. And also, Scorpio, flexibility. This is the other thing going back to the devil energy with self-sabotage. You're not being flexible, or they're not being flexible. But again, Scorpio, I feel this is you. You're not being flexible. I don't know what I'm going to title this. At first, I thought I knew what I wanted to title this. Now I don't know what I want to title it. I think I'm going to title it Self-Sabotage. Is what I may do. The leaf blower guy is blowing the leaves. I thought he was finished earlier, but apparently not. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and wrap this up and get that done right quick. Message for Scorpio for January 2022. Message for Scorpio for January 2022. May I have the message for Scorpio for January 2022? Chamber of the Violet Flame when I split the deck. Karmic release. Radical transformation. Scorpio, be open to the transformation. Be open to the transformation. Be open to that. Let me go ahead and see what card comes out. Message for Scorpio. May I have a message for Scorpio? What does Scorpio need to hear? May I have a message for Scorpio, please? Message, whoa. Okay, those went upside down. Let's do that again. Message for Scorpio. What does thank you? Temple of Truth. Throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. Some of you need to speak up. Some of you, if you feel, and especially with Temple of Truth, if you feel someone is telling you a half truth, instead of withdrawing and running in the other direction, why not just ask them and say, hey, if someone brings something to you and it creates more questions, instead of letting those questions go unanswered, why don't you ask them those questions and then see what their response is? If their response or responses are not to your liking, then put on your running shoes and go in the other direction. But if the responses make sense and it's like, oh, that's why, because you have to understand, we're all individuals. We think differently. And what you're thinking, the person you're dealing with or people you're dealing with may not be thinking the same thing. The only way to get to the bottom of something sometimes is to ask questions. Now, yes, there are situations where it's not even worth the investment. And if you're on that energy, then that's the timeline and the path you chose, and God bless you and do what you do. For others of you, if you are open and you're like, you know what, let me see if I can be a little bit flexible, because don't forget, flexibility was something that came up here. Let me ask and see, okay, this person says I'm their soulmate. Let me ask and see why they believe I'm their soulmate. Oh, they want to get married. All right, well, why do you want to get married now? Because I love you. Okay, well, why do you love me? How did this, we just knew each other for 3 weeks. I need more answers before I jump. This is a lifetime commitment. I need you to tell me what the deal is. You know, also, by the way, what is your credit score like? Stuff like that. That's the whole thing. Also, with asking questions and speaking your truth, something just said to me, going back to the situation I mentioned at the beginning about someone being a parent already and seeking a stronger commitment with you, and you're kind of hesitant because it's like, okay, there's a child involved. It's not my child. How is this going to work out? Why don't you, instead of running away from the commitment that was offered, why don't you use your throat chakra and speak your truth to the individual and say, hey, you know what? I'm into you. I like you. Your child seems well behaved. If we were to become committed, how would this relationship work with your child in the picture? Am I allowed to discipline your child? If I ever spank your child, will there be an issue? You know, what will you expect of me as a step parent or a co-parent of your child if we are married? What are your expectations? Will I have to take the child to dance classes? Will I have to do this? Will I have to do that? what is your situation, your ideal situation that you're looking for? And when they start giving the answers of, okay, this is what I would like, yes, it would be great if we alternate where you can take them to dance class and then I can take them to dance class and so on and so forth. Maybe sometimes you can pay for the school field trips and then I'll pay for school field trips. Whatever. You're working out all the details, because don't forget the devil card came out. And what did they say is in the details? There's two people who are always in the details, the devil and God. So you need to find out if the devil is in the details or if God is in the details. If the devil is in the details, you might want to go ahead and run. If God is in the details, then it's all going to be good. But yeah, the devil card came out. Make sure you get the details. But you won't have that information unless you speak up and see. So in not speaking up, you may be missing out on an actual soulmate, because I did pick up soulmate energy. For those of you dealing with a romantic, I don't like that word, romantic. It's just that I don't like it. With a relationship that deals with romance. Those of you dealing with that, you may be missing out on your soulmate because you didn't speak up. You just decided, oh, it'll never work. You're putting on your track shoes and running in the other direction, instead of talking it out to see, all right, I feel like I don't have all the information. Let me ask some questions first. Just throwing that out there. Okay? So Scorpio, that is what I have for you for the January 2022 Tarot Energy Reading. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, Scorpio, be blessed.